Hi, Mr. Cupcake here with a quick review of Oak and Iron, an upcoming miniature war game from Firelock Games, the same crew that brought you the breakout hit, Blood and Plunder. This time they're bringing us a 1/600 scale squadron to fleet level game set in the Age of Sail, right in their wheelhouse. Now, I have never been much of a naval gamer. For the most part, this is because I'm not interested enough in the genre to tackle the level of detail that most naval games bring to the table. In fact, as much as I love Blood and Plunder, I really had no intention of backing this game until I had a chance to play the prototype rules, and I was immediately hooked. The main reason I chose to jump on board this Oak and Iron is it puts the players in a much higher role than a lot of other nautical games, that of like the Admiral, a Commodore, or like equivalent, which is to say in command of a group of ships. In doing so, it does away with a lot of the minutia of handling each individual ship, which allows the player to focus more on things like ship position, sailing in formation, getting in coordinated broadsides, and all that other stuff that was really important to large engagements in the time period. So Oak and Iron accomplishes this by abstracting in all the right ways without watering anything down. For example, the ubiquitous broadside. It's elegantly handled, where you have this mechanism where your firing gives you just a simple reload marker on whatever side you fired, which prevents another broadside until the reload is performed. But it still allows the ship to fight with a slightly less powerful form of attack until a reload is performed. Simple at first glance. But when you couple this with the fact that the reload would replace other actions such as rally and repair, the strategy deepens by presenting some choices to the player and really rewards you when you can time those volleys perfectly. So, all that being said, if you are a player who likes to get into the rigging really deep, there are still several great reasons to get into this game. First, it's going to be an excellent gateway game. It's going to be one of those things you can break out, show to players that are not familiar with naval gaming and its concepts, and then use that to kind of walk them into maybe more complicated systems. Second, the Streamlined Rules will be much easier to teach to younger and newer gamers. And the way they're structuring the upgrades and advanced rules, I'm really getting the feeling it's going to be one of those you can really kind of amp up the complexity over time as players become more comfortable with the game. Finally, it can be played quickly, maybe just a couple hours for a decent sized game, which means you're really going to get that naval gaming fix in even when there's a lot of time to invest. And you can also potentially run bigger games than you would with other systems. And all along, you're going to have just a great rewarding experience. So, what else is there to say? Okay, so if you're already a fan of Blood and Plunder, there are several things about the game that are going to have the same vibe. For example, the initiative still kind of has a bidding system to it. To give it the overall feel of command, though, they've added these special rules to the initiative cards that will give you a benefit for the duration of the turn. So this way you can change your fleet's focus, like turn to turn, based on the tactical situation. There's also like fortune, the fortune points, which lets you do rerolls and such. The use of fatigue as a mechanic for controlling combat effectiveness, and some other nuances that will be familiar to players of Blood and Plunder. So obviously I recommend this game. If you're already a fan of games like X-Wing and Wings of Glory, you'll no doubt enjoy this game too. It has a structure that is somewhat like similar to those, but with its own distinct feel that really captures the essence of naval combat on the high seas and commanding like those fleets, all signs point to the components being fantastic. The prototypes that I saw were great. There's previews of the renderings that look fantastic. And then there's the simple history of quality from Firelock, which means that the game is bound to be well made. So if you'd like to get into Oak and Iron, and I hope you do, you can join the Kickstarter, which has just over a week left right now in November 2018. And I imagine they'll do some kind of late pledge option after it closes. But if you miss those deadlines, it's due to hit shelves in October 2019, so you won't have long to wait in port, before you can get on board. So if you can make the Kickstarter and you've never backed a project before, this is a great one to start with. Normally, I tell people that they should kind of look at for their own sanity, look at any pledge they make as a potential donation. But Firelock has two large and highly successful campaigns under their belt. They also are a well-established company now with a product line that's in a lot of gaming stores, and they have a really consistent presence at conventions with tournaments and so forth. So this one is extremely low risk by my estimation, which would so likely be like a really great first-time Kickstarter experience if you've never crossed that bridge. And I highly recommend you do. There's some great things you can get out of Kickstarter, especially in the gaming community. So I think that's it for right now. It's not a whole lot to show you guys because the game isn't out yet. So, but I'm really excited to get my hands on the product. Hopefully, really soon, and get some more time at sea. So, as always, we'd love to hear from your thoughts in the comments here, or you can head on over to our Facebook page. We thank you very much for watching, and game well, game very well.